Hey, it's Aruan from GameSmithing. In this video, we're going to explore a little bit of one of the least played characters in the game, the Assassin, as well as one of the least played tags as well, Bombs, a bomber assassin. Before we begin, I'd like to, as always, remind you that Soulstone Survivors is still an early access title, so everything that you're about to see and hear is subject to change. The Bomber Assassin, although it is not as powerful as some of the other meta skills that are being played right now, such as any build on the Arcane Reaver or even the Light Beam on any build, it does still have the Exploded Bunnies, which has the Bomb tag. This is one of my favorite ways to explore the underrated Bomb tag. This build has not yet been tested in high curse gameplay, but I do believe it can perform quite decently, but maybe it is not really a max curse viable kind of build. For our offensive skills, we're going to take Fan of Bombs, the assassin's third weapon special skill, which fires bombs in all directions, dealing damage on impact, plus some extra damage per stack of fragility on the target. Unfortunately, there aren't many skills that apply fragility consistently, especially if we are talking about only the bomb tag. So one of the options we have is to just ditch the skills that apply it and instead pick up the frailty passive to help us apply the debuff we need. And then we can replace the not so hot debilitating bomb skill with the exploding bunnies. Available via tags, it will explode on contact with enemies, dealing big AoE damage in an area. We all know how powerful this skill also can be, so having it here is a gigantic boost to our damage potential. Chaos Bomb would be the more interesting outlier for our skills. Available via tags, it deals a random amount of damage and it will apply a random negative effect. This is also important to synergize with one of the runes we are going to be taking here. Shrapnel Bomb, available to all, will also be in our arsenal because it has some great base AoE damage and it explodes into a lot of extra projectiles in all directions, also applying bleed to enemies. Our final offensive skill would be Surprise Gift, a special skill that is unlocked via the Winterfall event, eliminating Bumble. It is a mind skill that will leave a permanent gift on the ground, dealing a very large amount of damage, firing additional projectiles on impact, and applying paralysis. The only problem with this skill, and other bomb skills other than the bunnies, is that their innate cast frequency is kind of bad, but it does make up for it in terms of damage and AoE. For our above skill, a good option is to take Bloodlust, which synergizes well with us, giving us and the bunnies extra movement speed and much needed cast frequency. But you can always experiment around with these buffs and skills and runes and etc, so do let us know down in the comments below what other combinations you can find. To synergize well with our character and weapon passives, the main focus is to first get our frailty passives. After that, I suggest that you focus on picking up as much cast frequency and multicast as possible. Since we found a good amount of these, the build is not going to feel so hot. The next focus should be on getting one of every possible debuff, since it synergizes with one of our runes. After that, you can focus on what works for you. Crit chance and crit modifiers are also really powerful here. For our character, we will be taking the Assassin here, which will get us cast frequency, movement speed, and +1 dash count at the cost of less area on our skills. We will be going with his blue weapon to get access to the bomb skills that we need for the build. The runes we're going to be taking here are Sure-Footed as our defensive rune, Executioner, which is the rune that will amp up our damage by the amount of negative effects we have on enemies, Multicast Mastery, Critical Mastery, and Merciless Precision. But we do encourage you to experiment here as well. This build and its main tag, although not very popular, can be very entertaining to watch. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. Please do check out the description of the video for our socials, including our Discord server where you can share builds, personal records, leave feedback, and even chat with devs themselves. Appreciate all the continued support. Have a good one, survivors. To the next one.